Okay, this bike right here in the stand is my Enduro bike. I've spent quite a lot of time setting up, dialing it in, getting everything tuned to just how I like it. But bikes are made to climb to the top of the mountain, ride all the way back down as fast as they can. And in this video, I'm going to talk you through some of my tips as to how you might set up your Enduro bike. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about first is the fact that you want to get your seat height set up and also your seat. But I'm not going to delve into too much detail here, because we've already got a couple of full videos on this already, so check them out. The link will be in the description at the end of this video. Now on this bike, you can actually see that this is a dropper post. So it means up at the top, I've got full extension with the button right here on my lever, the compression of that, drop it down and it's into the descending position. So you want to get that perfectly set so you can climb to the top of the hill as efficiently as you can. We've got a number of videos on them, so if you're a little bit confused, check them out. Now though, what I really want to touch base on is the fact with the seat angle. What you want to have this is it almost horizontal, which you can see here, but with a very slight tilt towards the back. And this right here is an Enduro specific saddle. So what it just allows me to do is I've got the comfort, so I've got cushioning for my hip bones right here, and then I've also got the positioning of the saddle so I can actually get back over the bike on those really steep descents. My shorts aren't going to get caught on it and it's going to allow me to really move around on the bike. Okay, so with my saddle position set, and hopefully yours too, some tips there, what I'm going to do is moving on to the cockpit now. Now the first thing obviously we can talk about is the stem, but for most people this is going to be fixed and it's going to be quite an expense to actually get a new one and change the length, whether you go shorter or longer. But what you can do is actually adjust the full width of the handlebars. Now these are 780 millimeters. I'm quite a tall guy, so I like to have wider bars. But let's take Richie Rude for example. He's actually on 760 millimeter bars. And when you see him, he is a massive, strong looking guy. You'd really think they'd be on something wider. So it just goes to show that there is a bit of a balance. You want to adjust them to how you feel comfortable. Remember, you don't have to go for a massive chop at once. You can do really short increments and gradually just find out what really works for you. Okay, so with the width set, we're going to move on to looking at the bar roll. And what I mean by bar roll is just how much it's going to affect that rise of the bar and also the sweep of the bar. So you can actually find that if you've got it rolled further forward, you're going to have a little bit more weight on the front of the bike. Rolled back, the weight is going to be over the rear. This is something that I'm quite pernickety about, and you can actually spend a bit of time setting up. It's dead easy to do. You just adjust the 4 bolts at the front of the stem, and then you've got this little marking right here. On my bars, you've got a scale of 0 to 5. You can line this up with the stem, play around with it, and you can actually see that if I just almost imitate what I do with the bar roll, so if I roll it back, you can see that my elbows start to drop. Roll it forward, you can see that there's a bit of a rise right there. What I'm really looking for is a perfectly straight line right from my wrist, through my elbow and into my shoulder. Once I've got it there, I know that I'm comfortable and I've got it set up. Okay, so with the bar roll set, and this is important, I like to do my bar roll and then move on to my grips. Now the first thing about this grip is it's completely symmetrical. It's the whole way along, it's circular, there's no sort of different ridges I can get a different feel for if I grip it at different points. However, this grip right here, this is an Enduro specific one from Ergon. You can actually see just by spinning around, it's almost sort of like a teardrop shape. It's been designed ergonomically for your palm so you can get maximum amount of grip. You've got more vibration dampening right in there, just for those longer stages so you don't get so much fatigue. But what I want you to do with the grips is if you imagine just holding on to it and almost just closing your eyes and finding that set position where you feel really comfortable, that is where you want to lock it up. And this is all personal preference when it comes down to grip choice. Okay, so we're getting there with the cockpit now. The next thing that I want you guys to do is think about that lever position. Now this has got a massive effect on, again, that arm pump position. Because what I want to show you is if I actually drop this lever down a little bit, you see how it rotates my wrist up a little bit? There's a lot more pressure going to be in this joint right here, and that's what's going to build the fatigue. If I bring it back up, well, it relaxes it a little bit more. I've actually got a bigger grip on the actual grip itself, allowing me to really focus on holding onto the bike and braking. The other thing is that you want to make sure that you're using one finger for braking. So get that lever set up along the bars so it's perfectly, you've got that hook at the end of the bars to grip into and pull in when you need the brake. We've got the seat and the seat post dialed in, we've got the cockpit set, What we're going to move on to now is talking about the suspension fork. And first up, it's sag. We've got a full complete walkthrough video on how to do this, so check that out. On this air cartridge side too, you can also put in some volume spaces depending on your fork. So make sure that you check out the manufacturer's guidelines on how you could do this and their recommendations. But with this one, this is quite a complicated one. You've got low and you've got high speed compression. What this really does for you is it allows you to dial the bike in so it can really work with those slow speed compressions and the faster speed compressions. You make the fork sit up when you're railing turns, you can make it sort of a little bit more agile through the rock gardens, and you can just get added support. And of course, there's a rebound. Now the rebound is all about how fast that fork returns that. So when it hits the compression, how it's going to come back through the travel and where you're going to be back in position. Okay, so you know what's going on with the compression and the rebound circuit and how that works, or you've got a rough idea. What I want you to think about now is actually how many compression clicks you've got. So you've got your low and your high speed that you can adjust. Take that all off, then put it all the way back on, counting each click. Do that the same with the rebound. Go into your manufacturer's guidelines. They're going to have sort of a base setting that you can put that in. Go out for a ride, feel how that is working for you. Is the bike sticking to the ground? Do you want a little bit more rebound? Does it need to be faster? Or do you want some support through the compression? Write down what you change and then go back out for a ride. Do this a couple of times, learn what these settings do for you, get accustomed to the bike, and just keep dialing it in until you feel 100% comfortable. It's exactly the same on the rear shock, so just play with the two and get them balanced and perfectly set up for you. Okay, so my last point, you'll notice that I've actually moved from the top of the bike onto the bottom, is tires. Now for Enduro, you're going to want to have them set up tubeless. It's going to give you lighter weight and less punctures. For these ones, well, these are the Der Baron from Continental. You can see they're quite aggressive side knobs, but it's still quite fast rolling with aggressive braking edges. What you want to do with this, though, the really important thing is the pressure. That really affects how the tire is going to work. You want to work from somewhere around the base setting. So again, just have a look at the manufacturer's website. To give you a rough idea, I'm weighing at 78 kilograms and I've got 26 PSI in the rear and 22 in the front. So I've gone for a lighter front PSI just to give me a little bit more grip on that front wheel. And then on the rear, it's just a little bit faster rolling for those fast accelerating sections that I really need to pedal out of turns into the next burr. There we go, some of my key points that I've learned over the years from racing Enduro. It's all about experimentation. Write down what you changed because you can always go back to it. And if you want to watch some more videos from GMBN, then make sure that you click on that globe to subscribe because you'll never miss another. And we're talking about it a little bit earlier on. It's all about your sag. Click right up there for if you want to know more about how to do that. And click down there for a tire pressure challenge when you actually see the differences when I go too hard and too soft, all against the clock. Don't forget, with this video, there's one thing left to do. Give it a thumb up, like, comment some questions down below, and share it with all your mates.